Hi, I'm Lanisha Robinson, your host for Career and Technical Education, hashtag Build a Future. Our goal is to show a variety of the career and technical education CTE programs we have within St. Lucie Public Schools. These programs are leading the way directly into the workforce for many of our students. Students are earning industry certifications, participating in state and national competitions from the skills learned directly from their CTE classroom. We at St. Lucie Public Schools take pride in knowing our CTE students are actively closing the skills gap needed in our community. In this episode of Career and Technical Education, hashtag Build a Future, you will meet Miss Mildred Brown from Fort Pierce Westwood High School and learn how these students are getting the leading edge. All right, good morning. We'd like to welcome Miss Brown from Fort Pierce Westwood High School, and two of her guests are with her. So right now we're going to have them introduce themselves. All right, we'll start with Miss Brown, please.
Good morning. I am Mildred Brown, criminal justice teacher at Fort Pierce Westwood High School.
I'm Monica Cavallo. I am in Fort Pierce Westwood High School, and I'm part of the criminal justice program.
My name is Genesis Gibson. I was a 2018 graduate of Fort Pierce Westwood High School, and I did the JCTE program.
Okay, all right, thank you, welcome. All right, so Miss Brown, you work with the Criminal Justice Academy. Can you tell me how long have you been a teacher at Fort Pierce Westwood?
This is my 7th school year at Fort Pierce Westwood High School, and the Criminal Justice Academy consists of Criminal Justice 1, 2, and 3 courses.
All right. So can you tell me some educational background about yourself?
Sure. I have a master's degree in criminal justice with Nova Southeastern University. I started my education at Inner River State College with an associate's degree.
All right. Can you give me a little bit more about your background, like your previous employment, because that's really important for our viewers to understand that you're not just coming in to teach. You actually have a background in it. Can you explain that a little bit more for us, please?
I started my career about 26 years ago in the public service arena. I started as a 911 emergency operation dispatcher and transitioned over into the law enforcement and correctional field. I worked with the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office as a corrections officer, and I transferred over to law enforcement as a road patrol deputy and school resource deputy.
Oh wow, that's a lot. All right, so do you do anything now to stay current in the field? Because that's really important, I'm sure, as you know as well. So can you explain that for us?
Yes. I'm an adjunct faculty at Inner River State College, where I teach criminal justice there, and I also go for yearly training just to keep my certifications active as law enforcement and corrections officer.
Okay. Now, with criminal justice, why is it important for students to have that knowledge right now at the high school level and not wait until after high school? Why is that important?
It is important for their future. It gives the kids opportunity to not only be career ready, but to be education ready as well. The students are allowed to major in different career programs on campus. For example, with criminal justice, if they major 3 years, attend the program for 3 years, they'll walk away with 9 college credits that they can use on a college level. So it gives them a jump start.
Okay, very nice. So if a student were to shadow, let's say a student that was thinking about coming into the program and they were to shadow one of your students, what kind of activities or hands-on demonstrations would they actually see in your classroom?
They may see, we do a lot of book work, of course. That's the meat of the program. We have to do the book work. But they will see students interacting with one another, being able to discuss real-life events, current events that are happening throughout our country and locally. They'll get to see students we do I want to go into the 911. They get to see the students actually do mock scenarios, whether that's mock court or mock crime scene or mock 911 emergency type calls.
Okay, all right, thank you. Now we'll go to Monica and Genesis. Can you all give us some student perspective? We'll start with you, Monica. Give us a student perspective on some of the hands-on skills, demonstration that you have done that has kind of like been a highlight for you throughout your high school program.
We went on a trip to, it was actually like going to a mock course, kind of, a court, and I was part of the jury as well as a defendant, and like actually being able to go and experience how like it would be in real life in an actual like court. It was fun, and like actually like being able to be a part of it was kind of cool, like understanding how it works and stuff like that. We went to actually see the 911 dispatch center, and being able to see like the actual workers doing their job and being able to see how they like just how they feel doing that. And I don't know, it was just I loved it. I found that really fun.
Good. So basically you're telling me that you all are actually learning in the classroom and then taking it to the next step, actually being able to see it in the real world. All right, very nice. All right, Genesis, do you have anything?
Yes. While I was there, we did go to a college in Miami, Johnson & Wales University, where we went to see the criminal justice program, and it was very nice. Also, we did a court case at the district courthouse with Ms. Shanique Maynard, and she judged our case, and it was very, enlightening to actually shadow an attorney for the day, a district attorney actually, to see all of the paperwork, all of the things that they have to do to prepare for a case to be presented in front of the judge.
Wow. Okay, so I do understand that you all did that with the federal courthouse as well, correct? All right, you want to give us a little bit more insight into that and how that was set up? How did that even happen? I mean, that's like unheard of nowadays. Right. So.
The federal court, local court, located here in Fort Pierce, U.S. District Court, they wanted to do some type of school community involvement. So Fort Pierce Westwood High School was one of those schools that were chosen to participate in a civil discourse mock type court case. The students were partnered up with federal prosecutors and federal public defenders. They were able to go into the courtroom, study a legal case, current legal case, and take on the role as attorneys and clerk of court and jurors and present that case before a federal judge.
Wow, that's really exciting. I'm sure you all can agree on that as well, right? Good. All right, so Monica, what are your plans on, once you graduate from high school and you complete the Criminal Justice Academy, what are your plans for yourself after high school?
Well, knowing that I could leave with the certification, I did want to get into hopefully IRSC, if not anything else, and do the criminal justice programs that they have there. Actually being able to be part of the 911 dispatch. I don't know, I just like being there to experience how it was for the people that worked there. I kind of like had a joy for it, and it like just thrills me knowing that I could possibly do that at one point.
Okay, nice. All right, and Genesis, now you're in college now, so you're a little bit different, but what college do you attend currently?
I attend Indian River State College.
Okay.
As of right now.
Okay, nice. And what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in nursing, actually, because I'm torn between nursing and also criminal justice. But I did get the 911 dispatcher certification as of in the end of July. I did get the certification, but I also did get a HOSA certification with the CNA and the EKG. So I'm torn between the two, but I'm leaning more towards criminal justice because that was my first love. That was like the first thing that I went into in 11th grade.
So you've earned, as a high school student, you're telling me you've earned 3 industry certifications?
Actually 4. CNA 2.
Wow, wow. I am very impressed.
Yes,
And so that's very important because our viewing audience, a lot of people do not realize that. They don't realize that you can earn energy certifications at the high school level. So we're going to actually talk about that in a little bit. But what kind of information or what kind of details can you provide to students? Let's say a student's kind of torn between, do I want to do the Criminal Justice Academy? What do I want to do? What kind of, I guess, information can you provide for that student to help them make that choice or that decision?
Well, I believe first you have to look at the bookwork, because it is a lot of bookwork for both classes, but you also have to lean to your personal life too, because if you have more people in your life that have more health issues, it may benefit your family to be in the healthcare field, but if you do have more injustice in your family, you may lean more towards the criminal justice field. So it depends on whether you want to do it or not. You have to have your own personal drive to do what you have to do to obtain all of these certifications, because you can use them and they do expire, so I have to go renew them, but you can use them, and I will be currently using my dispatcher's certification later on next year. So
nice.
Yeah.
So you said you want to use it next year?
Yes.
All right. So are you starting to look for, like, what locations are you looking to work?
My 911 dispatcher certification, I will be looking to work at the St. Lucie County EOC Center for the fire and rescue part of it, because I do like fire and rescue, and I do like medicine, and I do like medical. So.
Okay. So what you're telling me, basically, you can actually merge your what you learned in nursing and what you learned in criminal justice, and you can merge it together, because basically, as a 911 dispatch, you're going to need all that information. So it was a good thing for you that you're able to complete basically 2 academies, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. We're going to talk about volunteering. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all volunteer currently? Do you volunteer currently, Monica?
Being part of the group that did go to the court, I did earn my volunteer hours for that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Genesis, do you volunteer?
I don't volunteer currently, but I also did the same thing as Monica with the teen court. That's how I got most of my volunteer hours, through teen court.
All right. Now, can you tell me a little bit more information about teen court?
Well, yes, it's a mock case. It's not really a mock trial. It's where you represent students that have been in trouble with the law, and you're their attorneys, and you actually have a real judge in front of you judging the case, and it depends on what type of charges or whatever the student has gotten into, and you have to, defend the student or prosecute the student, whichever one you're on. And it's very funny, you get a little bit of a taste of what a lawyer does on an everyday basis.
Okay. So, Ms. Brown, do you have anything you want to add about the teen court program and that basically having your students actually volunteer?
Yes, the teen court program, the students really enjoy that. They enjoy it so much to where I have to be cautious on who I choose to represent Westwood as attorneys, jurors, and so forth. But the students, they love the idea of putting the criminal justice court system to work. When we study court systems, they see the fine print, but to actually model it in a courtroom, it gives them great satisfaction.
Okay. Now, besides teen court, do you do any other volunteer service in our community?
Yes, we have our criminal justice program partner with the St. Lucie County Public Works, and we adopted Avenue Q here in Fort Pierce as an adopted road cleanup. It's an effort to not only keep our school community beautified, but also our surrounding community.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. So can you tell me some information regarding student competitions? Are students able to take the skills they're learning in the classroom? Besides in our community, are they able to travel or do anything with these skills and demonstrate their confidence and, and show that confidence in themselves or what they're doing? Do you all do anything like that?
Yes, in the past we have participated in Career Technical Student Organization, which is FPSA, Florida Public Service Association. This is a student leadership organization. It gives the students the opportunity to basically lead this organization, and they meet with students throughout the state of Florida. They gather once a year, and they have academic competitions. The competitions can range from criminal justice, teaching, firefighting, crime scene investigation, a brain bowl, which brings their academic learning, you know, onto showcase. It's similar to like Family Feud, you know. The kids seem to enjoy it, and it's a great opportunity for them.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. All right, have you all had any success? I'm sure. Can you explain any success, whether it's from student scholarships, any awards, maybe they've won the competitions? Can you share with us about that?
Well, our first year there, we participated in the Brain Bowl, fingerprinting, crime scene investigation, physical agility, and also the CPR emergency. And we had one student in particular who walked away with a first prize, grand prize, for the CPR competition. The Brain Bowl, we actually made it, the students made it to the final round. So, but yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
All right. So with Monica and Genesis, can you tell me what has been the most beneficial portion of being a part of criminal justice for you? All right. We'll start with you, Genesis.
Well, I actually like criminal justice because it was more than just the classroom, it was a family. Like, we developed a kind of bond where we were like brothers and sisters, and Ms. Brown was the mom, you know. She kept us on track, she kept us doing our work, and I think we really liked it. I really liked it, and I benefited from it because I did get my work done. She wasn't just the teacher that you just came to for just criminal justice work. You could come to with anything, personal problems, it didn't matter, and I really enjoyed it about the program.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Monica.
Just like being able to like communicate with basically everyone in the class as a team, you know, together, and being able to just be free to like talk about, especially like all of the criminal justice stuff, giving your own opinion on like, let's say like the cases that we do go through in class, like everyone having their own opinion, being able to like be free to speak up and talk about it. Pretty much. Actually like learning stuff that you can use from in class out into the real world. Pretty much all, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Now, Ms. Brown, can you give us some, what do you think has been most beneficial for some of your students that are also graduates of your program besides Genesis? You know, what can you say have been the benefits of the program?
The program, I look at the criminal justice program as not just a career academy that prepares the student for college. I enjoy the idea of preparing the kids for real world, for being career ready, for going into the workplace and having problem solving, leadership, and taking management positions, and just going out representing themselves and knowing that they have been equipped with all the instruction and hope and belief that's needed to be successful outside of that classroom. So.
Okay, all right, thank you. So we're going to take a step back. I know you all had mentioned energy certifications already. Can you explain to us what exactly is energy certification, and then what exactly is your industry certification within the Criminal Justice Academy?
Industry certification gives students the opportunity, as I said before, to be career ready, to give them some type of hope. If that student is not looking forward to going to college, we want them to be career ready. They can go out, have this industry certification, and go out into the workforce and say, hey, look what I achieved while I was in high school. I'm here now looking for an opportunity to work. At Westwood, we have the 911 Public Safety Telecommunicator and the Accredited Legal Professional certification as well. Last year, we took on the 911 PST certification, which is known as Emergency Operator, Emergency Dispatcher. We took that certification on last school year. It was a pilot year for us. The 911 Emergency Dispatcher certification is a certification through the state of Florida Department of Health, and we were approved, Westwood was approved to be a training program. Last year we had about 8 students who walked away, including Genesis, with that certification, and this year I'm hoping to certify at least 30 students. This certification prepares the student for real work, they can go out and look for jobs within the 911 emergency management field.
Okay. All right, and then because of this, have you all worked with any agencies to kind of help you out with this process? Have you formed any partnerships within the community because of this, or even outside of our community? Can you explain a little bit more about that as well?
Yes. The students last year had an opportunity to go over to the St. Lucie County Emergency Management Center. They spent the day there with the 911 dispatchers, and they had a chance to speak with the dispatchers and shadow the job duties, and see what this work is truly about. Is this something that you want to do? We also have had the opportunity for kids to go out and do some volunteer work there, internship, or just shadow. Whatever it is they have available for them, it is available for the students to go out. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office as well has reached out to notify us that they do have job openings, and would be interested in any students who have a certification and looking for employment.
Okay, nice. Mm-hmm. So, looking at like more of the skills gap, so you're telling me that students can actually graduate from high school and go right into work? Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then just knowing about that goes with employment. So can you tell me some soft skills that are actually learned through your classroom, through your program?
Yes. First and foremost, leadership. They must present themselves and be able to be a leader. Teamwork is important. Communication and interpersonal skills. We do a lot of that. And time management.
Okay.
Time management.
All right. Mm-hmm. So what do you think is the most vital portion, if you want to let the viewing audience know right now, why is this program so vital to our community? Why is it so vital to have it at Fort Pierce Westwood High School?
The significance, importance, this is an opportunity for our students to be equipped and job ready to go out into the community. The community is right here in our back door. We have the St. Lucie Emergency Operations Center located not even 5 miles from Westwood High School. This is an opportunity for students to go out and be able to obtain those jobs and to give back to our community. And I just think it's important for Westwood, being the only school who is approved to offer this 911 training. I'm proud to say right now we're the only school that's offering it in the Treasure Coast area.
All right, so just as we kind of prepare to close and kind of round everything up, I just want to do a quick recap, with everything that we have discussed so far. So how many college credits can students earn once leaving Criminal Justice Academy?
9
college credits. Okay. Mm-hmm. And how many entry certifications do you offer in whole, throughout, from last year, even this year? How many entry certifications?
We have 2 entry certifications.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and then you all are involved in CTSOs, which are Career Technical Student Organizations.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So students are able to apply what they learn in the classroom.
Yes.
Take it to the next step with student competitions, and you mentioned that was through Florida Public Service Association?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Where students have the opportunity to earn college scholarships.
Yes.
They can earn awards, be recognized for their hard work throughout the whole year. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then basically with Fort Pierce Westwood, is there anything that you could mention, and we'll go around to all 3 of you, that's more of a highlight as to why is it important? We have this at Fort Pierce Westwood, all right? But what kind of, if someone wanted to seek out more information, get straight to the point, what would you tell them? And how would what would be a resource to find out more information about the Criminal Justice Academy if they were at home, want to go on the internet, that kind of thing?
They may, internet-wise, they may go to www.stlucieschools.org and select the high school tab, and they'll find Fort Pierce Westwood High School. Our website is there. They can also reach out to myself at Fort Pierce Westwood High School, make contact with me there. Our program, great things are happening at Westwood High School. And the 911 public safety telecommunicator is preparing these students for the workforce, and is giving them opportunity to walk in, obtain that employment at a high level of pay along with benefits. You know, this is a platform for the kids. And if anyone's interested, they may seek me out at the school.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Monica, you have any last points or any final remarks you'd like to make?
Just like if someone is thinking of going into the criminal justice and all of the 911 dispatching and all of that, I would just say go for it. Like, it's fun. You learn a lot. Just go for it.
All right, thank you. All right, and Genesis?
Also, if you do want to know more information about it, please go to Ms. Brown, or also you can go to the students too, to get a more peer review of what the class is about. But also, I would say for the 911 that to also take a health class, take at least 2, because that's what I did, because most of the questions on the PST test is related to medical questions.
Okay.
So it's very good, and I would encourage everybody to go do it. It's not per se an easy job to do, but it is an easy certification to obtain, so go do it.
All right, and it's funny because you say it's easy,
Yeah.
all right, but I know Ms. Brown could probably chime in when you say it's easy, but what is the reason why it's so easy,
Well, for me, it was easy because I did study, and also I did take the extra class, which was the health class with the medical terminology. So I was able to catch on to most of the terms and remember most of the terms, because it was basically, I had 2 classes talking about the same thing. So it was easy for me. It may be harder for somebody else, but I would just encourage to just study, put 110% in it, and you'll get what you asking for. You'll get what you're asked for.
All right, thank you. Anything else you'd like to add, Ms. Brown?
Right, and just chiming in on, on Genesis, what makes this certification, as she used the word easy, but what makes this certification obtainable for our students is the fact that they're in criminal justice 1, they have taken criminal justice 2, and now they do not certify until that 3rd year, criminal justice 3. These students have been prepared 3 years. They have covered law enforcement, the court system, and the correctional system, emergency management, where they receive first aid and CPR training as well. So they're being equipped to walk right into this certification, and that's what makes it simple. We had 8 students who wanted to take the test, and we had 8 students who passed the test. So that's the benefit of this certification.
So 100% passage rate right now.
Yes.
Wow. So you mentioned earlier you're going to go for that 30. So
Right.
I mean, if you're already at 100%, I mean, it can only get even better.
Yes.
So I congratulate you all for that. All right. So anything else you all would like to add? No? All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. This has been really fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm Lanisha Robinson, and this is Career and Technical Education, #Build a Future. That's all for this show, but we invite you to view our St. Lucie Public Schools Career and Technical Education page. Remember, Career and Technical Education is building career pathways, which are pipelines for all of our students. We are building a future and continuing to close the skills gap. On behalf of the station's team, I'd like to thank you for joining us today.